If you're like me, you probably see a lot of courses, a lot of offers, a lot of gurus. It's just mind-boggling all the material out there. And you're like, do these techniques really work? Do they really do what they say they can do? Let me tell you about something that happened in our office today. We did a deal with a seller about 3 months ago. And we just now finished up the renovation. We're just getting to a point where now we have it under contract and we're about to sell it. One of the terms that I got the seller to agree to when we bought the property was for them to take back a seller-held mortgage for about $14,000. Not a terrible amount of money, but sufficient enough to create an opportunity to create another deal within the deal. So we have this closing lined up. My partner says, call them, see what they'll work out with you. We have nothing to lose. If we have to pay it off in full, that's fine. It's still a great deal. We still did very well on it. But the deal within the deal here is calling them and renegotiating the terms of the payoff. So I called them today and said, Mrs. Smith, this is Dusty Keefe. Bought your house a few months ago. She said, yeah. Calling you to see how's everything going in the new house. Great. Okay, good. Well, we're still working on this property. We're trying to get through this renovation. We're a little tight on the budget, but we are trying to get things wrapped up. The reason I'm calling you is I'm actually going to be in your area this weekend and want to know if we could get together and work out something on the payoff of this note with you. She said, sure. I said, well, what'd you have in mind? I said, well, we, like I said, we're pretty tight with the budget on the house, and slow market, taking a good while, and I think we'd be able to scrape together maybe $6,000, maybe even $7,000 to go ahead and get it paid for this weekend, to get it paid for early. Would that work for you? And just shut up. And there was a silence there for a second. She said, well, I'll need to think about that. I said, well, I understand. It's a big decision. I'll tell you what, why don't you go ahead and think about it for the next 3 hours, and I'll call you back around 5 and see what you want to do. She said, great. I said, you're probably not even interested, but we'll follow up today and we'll see where it goes. So she called me back first and said, thought about it, decided to go ahead and go with your $7,000 offer. I said, okay, sounds good. I'll meet up with you this weekend. We'll go ahead and get that taken care of. And okay, that was it. But it took about 5 minutes of planning for the phone call. It took about 5 minutes on the phone, and created $7,000 in about 10 to 15 minutes.